That was fast. It's off a little bit. We'll see if anybody joins tonight. Haven't went live in a couple weeks. Maybe been longer than that since our last one. When more people start joining, they'll probably notice. But I got, unless you follow my Instagram, you already know this. But got all the posters hung up today. I don't know on the last live stream if you guys saw my custom sign or not. I'll have to see if people recognize it. I don't think I did. I don't even think I had it at the time. It's probably been longer than I think it has. But yeah, that's just my logo. Different alternate version of my logo with my slogan and my name underneath that. Basically my watermark. That's my watermark you guys see on my thumbnails, my videos. That's what that logo is. That long logo. But it looks real nice like that on the sign like that. Yeah, then I sent these off to get custom framed a couple weeks ago, and I got those today, so I hung those up, so that was nice. The balance of nature finally, and then I was lucky enough to get a hold of that 2021 contest poster, which was sweet because literally, I'm probably the only one in the United States with that poster. And I would put a lot of money on that. I think I have literally the only one. Cause like that, a lot of the contests, merch, and like posters, banners, stickers, like all that stuff. Like most of that stuff stays in Japan and like Europe and all that. It never makes its way to the U.S. I guess it's just not a big market here for that stuff, which makes sense. I mean, all ADAs in Japan, and it's a more bigger deal over there than it is here. There's not as many people like me around here in the United States, so like a lot of the cooler stuff like that poster and T-shirts, all the other cool stuff they make every year doesn't really make it to the United States, just because we only have. I mean, the United States only has one retailer for ADA, and that's Aquaforce, and then Aquaforce distributes to whatever stores in the U.S. that wants to carry ADA. So, which isn't many. I think in the U.S. I think we have 12 stores that carry ADA products, and like half those are in California, so the other half is like spread out the United States. So it's pretty slim. Like I know the store I work at's an ADA shop, which is really nice because honestly for what I do, I get access to all that stuff. But we're like the only ones in the Midwest. So in the Midwest, my store is the only retailer for ADA, and then you got everybody else just basically spread out. But yeah, my shop's the only one in the Midwest. So yeah, that poster, yeah, I'd guarantee you I'm the only one with that poster. There might be like Aquaforce maybe have some. I bet they do, but definitely like individuals, like people like me, I pretty much have the only one because that's not something that really makes it out here. So that was nice. So I doubt I get another one. To be honest, like next year, I doubt I get the 2022 poster. That would be sweet if I did, but yeah, I'll just if we don't ever get another one, that's fine. We'll just keep that one hung up. It'll be I really I like the poster in general, anyways. Just the tanks this year were amazing, so I wouldn't mind at all keeping just that one hung up for years to come. It'd be cool to update it every year, but it's not gonna happen. I was lucky enough to even get a hold of that poster. But yeah, like the Balance of Nature, that's actually one you can buy, and they're actually fairly cheap for how nice of a poster it is. They definitely don't slack on the poster. It's real nice, real crisp imaging. All the ADA books, all their pictures in their books, just everything is just like real HD photos. It's just real crystal clear. They definitely put a lot of thought into their products. But I was trying to get a hold of the other. There's two of those nature posters. There's one with this with the two are Amano's both home tanks, so that's one of them. And the other one's kind of slightly similar with a little bit different scape. And then there's a School of Angels, I believe, in that one. And that one I actually do prefer because it does look a lot nicer. But now that I have this one in person, I actually do like this one a lot too with the School of Rainbows and like all the lilies on the top. I think this one actually looks pretty sweet too. But I would still like to get a hold of the other one too. I want to have room to hang both of them, but yeah, basically the reason I left so much space above here is because there'll actually be like another custom metal sign like my logo, but it'll be the ADA logo with their slogan, which is obviously to know Mother Nature's to love her smallest creations. So I think that'll be a really neat touch to put right above the ADA poster. That will contribute to Amano there. I don't know. I have to figure out a design because I definitely want to put like inspired by nature too somewhere on that sign, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to fit all that on there because I want it to look good too. Also, we'll just see. That'll be a while though because can't lie, I've been spending a lot of money lately. Any of those custom signs are not cheap at all, especially if you go with a big company. My twin star light used to be very hot. What should I do? Is it bad? I just saying like it's when you put your hand on the top, it's like super hot. Because if it's just hot to the touch, that's perfectly normal. I mean, it's an LED; it's gonna heat up. Like mine. Oh yeah. Yeah, you have nothing to worry about. That's just how twins. I mean, really any light, but like Twin Star doesn't really have fans like ADA or like Cheeros, any of those. So Twin Star will heat up quite a bit. It's perfectly normal. That's why the version 3 they put more vents in it. So yeah, you're perfectly fine. Nothing's gonna happen. It it's not like a strong. It's I mean Twin Star's a strong light, but it's not like an ADA where it's like 100 watts, where it could actually cause damage if it heats up. But Twin Star, I mean 70 watts. I mean that's pretty powerful, but it ain't gonna like burn nothing. I can't justify spending the money. Yeah, I can't either, but at the same time I don't stop. I always want to just keep upgrading and get better and better stuff, and there's always something I want to do. Maybe for a new fishing rod. Talking about fishing rods, I did actually just buy a really nice one here recently. A whole new set. Because I've had my own, but I didn't buy it myself. So when we went fishing, when I went down to Branson, Missouri for work, we did a little bit of fishing at Table Rock Lake and Lake Tamicomo. Did a little fishing on the weekends. So I bought myself a real nice set. Spent a little too much money than I should have for one day of fishing, but I'll have a nice reel and rod for the future. Well, if you guys seen the recent video or the 45p that I set up at my mom's work, so I got that. You guys will slowly see videos of that tank. Honestly, everything's on kind of hold. All my other tanks are on hold right now. At least there's not going to be any videos on, the tanks themselves for a while until I get my stuff. until I get the rest of the equipment for the 60F, which is literally just the um, intake pipe, which is it, and then I can literally start getting plants and then go ahead and fill it up. But the 45P, it's basically up and running now. I got it filled up with water at the store or at our work, so that's all up and running. I'll go back tomorrow to set up the CO2 because I was dumb and I was screwing on the the ADA CO2 cartridges, and I blew a hole in it and it just spilled out all the CO2. So I have to go get another one tomorrow when I'm at work. So I was trying to get that CO2 up and running for the weekend, but I have to do it tomorrow. Change my name to ADA Addict. At this point, yeah. To be honest, United States, I don't think there's anybody bigger of an ADA fan than I am in the United States. It's just it's not that common in the first place for people here to even know what ADA is, and then there's a few selected people that do. Definitely don't spend the money that I do. I can tell you that. Probably ADA's #1 buyer here in the U.S. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, just sitting around me, I mean, we have 3 tanks empty with 1 running, and I still have over 20 grand invested. And we haven't even set up, and we've only fully set it up 1. Everything else is empty. The amount of money that I have invested into this room, I wouldn't even want to know that. But it improves the channel. It's more fun stuff to do. Entertainment for you guys. Makes me better. More tanks, more escaping, more experience. I buy a house yet? No, we actually. Most people don't know this because they probably never pay attention. But we last year I took off. Well, it was like a year and a half now, but a year and a half ago we took off work for a year straight, and this house that I'm under right now, we actually built my whole family. We built this entire house, and so I'm actually still living at home, but I don't plan on. The whole point of building this house was to stay home and save money, so I don't plan on moving out anytime soon. Definitely no time soon. I'll probably be here for another at least. I'd probably say another 5-6 years at minimum before I'd even think about potentially going somewhere else. Cause I don't really care. I don't really care about having my own place or nothing. It's our finished basement down here. It's a whole house down here for us, so nobody else is down here and stuff. Basically, it's like my own house down here. Nobody else comes down here. And it's all finished out. I have my own kitchen, bathroom, living room, weight room, gym. That's all I ever need. Yeah, the good thing is I'm totally done buying tanks now. Obviously, we still have the 120P, but that's not going to be anytime soon. Obviously, we have to get everything else around us first, but the 120P, to be honest with you, I would probably say 2 years, which will go that fast. I mean, it will. I mean, this year's almost over, so not almost, but we're halfway. Yeah, I'm totally done now, so basically I'll be back to saving money like I was. Because I definitely wasn't able to buy this stuff out of nowhere. I was saving money before, and I had quite a bit, so that's where I got all the money to do this whole gallery. Because when we were building this house, that's kind of what I was planning on. I knew I was going to do all this, so I started planning ahead. But the 90p, I did a big trim on it. Obviously, those stems were like to the surface. So I would have loved to submit this the first day the application's open, but it's just not ready yet. So I planted some new S-Repins. Hopefully those grow in, and hopefully right when like the new shoots come in, because I want to basically take the final photo of this. I don't want it to get too overgrown again. I basically just want it enough to where the new shoots are growing, where the tips are maybe just starting to be red, and then I'll take the final photo because I really don't, because the final shot of this tank I really just want it to be about as tall as it is now. I don't want it to be really any taller, but it sucks because this tank's kind of like, I want to say it's on its downfall, but it definitely looked better, like 2 months ago, where it would have been like a perfect shot to. It would have been perfect to take pictures a couple months ago when it looked really really good, but it still turned out obviously fine. It's just the scape itself that kind of just ruined everything. I just didn't plan it out very well, so that's why the next one's gonna be really nice. Now I can kind of just see what I did wrong. Because the next one will just be Iagumi, so it'd just be basically just carpet. Maybe some like mid grounds, like some S-Repins here and there, but nothing too crazy. Look, it'll just look better in general too, because we'll have a solar RGB hanging above this tank. We'll get rid of that ugly twin star. Finally get it off hanging from the roof. Or hanging from the ceiling, I mean. And then we'll just have an actual stand instead. But this is a UNS 90p, so I have somebody that I actually know somebody that's wanting to sell their 90p 88 90p, and they asked me if I wanted it, and they're kind of keeping it on hold for me. So we'll see what happens. I might just go ahead and once I clean this tank out, just go ahead and put it for sale, and then swap it with an 88 one, and basically then all my tanks are 88 tanks, because this 90p is the only tank that's not an 88. It would be nice to match it with everything else, but it is not big deal to me, but it would be nice just like start off with a fresh new tank. Because like, I mean, how many times have you ever seen a 90p on like Facebook or Craigslist? You just never do, so this tank will sell fast. And I'll probably get my money right back out of it. Rimless tanks, that's the nice thing about like UNS, ADA, those top of the line tanks. Especially ADA. Anything ADA, you can pretty much get your money right back for it, even if it's old. But yeah, like I could probably get 500 right back for this tank. I think it actually sells for like 700, but I could pretty much get like almost right what I got out of it for. Like ADA products like Superjet filters, their lights, Lily pipes. I mean, really any of their major stuff, you can literally sell it for exactly what you paid for it. You might lose like a little bit of money, but I mean, if you consider, say you used a solar GB for 2 years and you sell for 800 when it's worth 900, I mean, that seems like a great deal to me. I see it all the time. I've seen one solar RGB that got sold on eBay. I mean, the thing was I think 3.5 years old, and it sold for 700. So I mean, it's crazy how much money that stuff will go for, even used. And then their older products, I mean, they just start going up and up, like just their old diffusers, their old Lily pipes, just like their old rare collectible pieces at this point. They go for quite a bit too. It'd be cool to collect some of those older ADA products, but again, it's just so expensive. Any of their old diffusers you're gonna pay $100 for, even up to a couple hundred depending on what type it is. Old Lily pipes, same, about the same. So a lot of their old products are still gonna be really high priced, but it'd be cool to like collect those old ADA products and like display them like glass cases and stuff. It'd be cool. It'd be cool for like a store like my store I'm gonna do one day. That'd be a cool like a little. It'd be a cool like a little museum piece almost. But that stuff's so hard to find though. It'd take quite a while to really get a collection going. But yeah, hopefully the stone, all the Frodo stone, that 500 pounds of Frodo that I've had on order. Hopefully that comes so I can get all that stone. It's gonna suck to drag it down here, but then I can basically go ahead and scape this cube. because might as well. It'll be sitting empty for still quite a while, but we'll go ahead and scape it, get rid of all the soil that I have. Because I have literally 20 bags of 9-liter Amazonia. I have so much soil, I stockpiled it. But I really don't know how many pounds or how many bags this is going to use. I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up using it all just because how crazy sloped this tank's going to be, but if I really have to, I can throw like some cheap lava rock underneath it to like really help with the soil without using too much, because it's hard to really predict. Yeah, that 45C will be pretty cool though. There'll also be a solar RGB of this tank too, just so these two tanks match. So when you walk in, like both of them have the same light. Make it look neat. It'll look more professional too. Cause I was just gonna put a UNS Titan 1 on this tank just to change it up, but I don't think I will now. Yeah, now that I have like the Frodo, I was planning on using for like all my tanks and like, but now that I already have the 60F scapes, I went with a different stone. Then the 45F, I'm also going with a different stone. So now the Frodo's literally going to be all for this tank, and then also when I rescape this tank, so there'll be quite a bit, 500 pounds. But Frodo stone's very dense, so even though I got 500 pounds, really, apparently they're sending me really big rocks of Frodo, so one stone could be 50, 60, 70 pounds, so really 500 pounds doesn't seem like much. But apparently they didn't have like much small ones, so they're sending on large pieces, which at this point that actually works out even better, because obviously we can rescape the 90p with that, as long as we get some real good pieces. If I have to, I'll order more, but I really don't want to. That stone's so expensive. I think it's 300 pounds per 50 pounds. Which like what I was saying, $300 per 50 pounds. Well, one stone can easily weigh 50 pounds, so you're basically only getting one stone for $300. But Frodo Stone is probably one of the nicer rocks out there. You can really create an insane scape with Frodo. A lot of detail in it. Let's see here. But yeah, the only other thing that's different is I did frame my ADA, my old ADA 20 anniversary booklet, product book. Also, I don't know how many, this thing is like ultra rare. It's just basically a 20 anniversary, like from 2010 of like all their products. It's just a little book, but obviously there's no point in actually opening it up and looking at it because it's just all old products. So that's why I actually framed it up, and it does look cool with the gold ADA logo. So I actually got it framed today and hung it right next to my ADA books and all my other fish books. So I think that looks pretty nice. Obviously next to all the other ADA stuff. But really for this room, I'm about done. I mean, obviously from the the extra sign. The only other thing I want to do is actually get a custom carpet too, or a custom rug. I mean, with my logo, and that'd be about finalized for this room. At least what I wanted it to look like. And I am, if you guys saw on Instagram, the Aquarium Hobbyist magazine, their 2021 second quarter just came out, so that's the magazine that I'm actually in. That I wrote an article for them that they wanted me to write for them about lily pipes in that one. So that article will be coming to your local fish store, or if you have a subscription to them, it'll be coming in your mailbox pretty soon. But that's another thing, I wanted to like rip out the pages where my article's in and actually frame that too and hang it on the walls. I think that'd be a nice touch. But yeah, if you collect these magazines or have a subscription, definitely look out for my name in the next one you'll get. I'm hoping. Yeah, I doubt they'll put me in another issue until like next year. I mean, who knows? They could put me in like one of the later ones. You know, like because there's only 4 that comes out every year, so maybe like the fourth quarter one I could be in potentially. I don't know. I just eventually I want my 60F to be featured in one of them, but it could be till next year because they plan ahead with their magazines. They're already they're already in the process of writing quarter 3, so they're pretty much already done with that. So they're gonna be on quarter 4 pretty fast. But the other magazine, the Tropical Fish, obviously this is like the biggest one in the world. It's the one that's been around the longest, and obviously it's marine and freshwater. It's real nice. They always have the ADA contest on theirs every year, and real nice magazine. I'm trying to get to where I can write stories for them too in this one. We'll see if they let me. Yeah, because it'd be pretty cool to start getting involved in a lot of these magazines. Let's see. I've been kind of doing some construction in the closet / fish room, but I moved the fish fam collection up, up higher, so I can build my tool rack across here. So I've been kind of fixing the holes in here, waiting that for it to dry so I can repaint over it. But there'll be another cedar board staying the same color. I think it's a 1x8, and it'll go across here, all the way across, basically flush with the panel over here, and then basically that's where I'll start hanging all my ADA tools that I buy, which I'll slowly buy. It's not something I need because obviously I have tools right now, but I want to slowly start collecting all the ADA tools. So this whole wall is gonna be all ADA tools eventually. But that's why I moved these up, because obviously some of those ADA tools are pretty big, especially some of the larger scissors. But we have to clean this up and get a little more organized. Obviously everything turned into a mess, but all my fertilizer rack, that's where all my fertilizers like Tropical and ADA, that's where those are. Then all my tools usually hang above there, and then all my Hannah checkers. Then obviously ADA additives all across here and all ferts, and just basically just an ADA store at this point. I'm addicted to just like displaying ADA products at this point. Like I'll buy a product even if I don't even need it, just because it says ADA on it, because I just like displaying it. But what time is it here? Yeah, my phone's about going dead, but that's all I really want to share to you guys. Not too many people seem like they're gonna join tonight, but thanks for whoever people that stuck around for the last 30 minutes. But yeah, I'll see you guys. I'm sure I'll stream. I might stream tomorrow, maybe Saturday will be more people wanting to ask some questions. I know some people always have questions, and it's easier for me to answer on here than texting back and forth. But yeah, other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one.